outside the Winter Gardens here for BAMMA 19 with my co-host Georgiou Graham. Georgiou, we've got a big show here tonight in Blackpool. We've got two big title fights, two British Lonsdale title fights. The first one, middleweight, Andy Devent going up against Conor Cook. Obviously, Conor Cook missed weight, so he cannot win the belt if he wins tonight. But Andy Devent, it's all on the line for him. What do you think about the fact that we've got some big fights here tonight in Blackpool?
I think it's awesome. I mean, it's a stacked card, as per usual. Jude has put together more awesomeness again. Andy Devent, I mean, I interviewed him a couple of BAMMAs ago, and he is quick. He is in there with the submissions. I think it's going to be a tough fight for Conor. It's going to be an interesting fight. I think it's going to be sparks fly and a few submissions. I'm excited for it.
It's definitely going to be interesting. And let's not forget the lightweight Lonsdale title fight between Jack McGann from the Wolf Lair. History there with that training team. Rampage Jackson, Czech Congo. The names go on and on. Going up against Mark Diakese. It's going to be a very tough fight for Mark. Mark, in his last fight, he didn't look, the same Mark Diakese that we know, but he's got, a very big fight against Jack McGann, who is this young prospect that everyone is backing and everyone's putting their money on for him to go all the way to the top. And, from one lightweight to another, the main event as well, Martin Stapleton going up against Jeremy Petley. So we've got a huge card here. Nathan Jones just defeated Oscar Summerfield, first round triangle choke. It was quite an inverted triangle choke as well. You seemed to, after he slammed you on your back, you had to kind of slide around to get the finish.
Yeah, I mean, the way I train, I get beasted day in, day out, 2-3 times a day some days. Sometimes I've got to take a week off, but I don't panic, yeah? I've been in these positions time and time again. I roll with beasts. They've been teaching me to dance with the devil. You know what I mean? You just see what happens. Bag and tag.
He came at you early on, and the slam on the back. Did that affect you whatsoever?
Well, no, it didn't. It didn't. I was ready. It ended a bit quicker than I would have liked it to have, but I'm injury free. I'm ready to go again. Ready.
You're back here at BAMMA after a bit of time out on the regional circuit, in some of the smaller shows, and now you're here on the big show. What does it mean for you to be here in one of the UK's biggest promotions?
Well, you know what? This sport's about being the best you can be. I want to go onwards and upwards. It's about testing yourself. Everything's a challenge, and if you're winning every single fight, then you're not fighting in the right place.
I've seen things that we need to work on, that weren't apparent before. Now Nathan's just made them apparent for us. Yeah. Things that we need to work on.
Everyone has their bits, their weaknesses. Do you know what I mean? And just got to relax and perform and enjoy it, man. Don't let this phase you.
His first defeat, so it's going to be,
Yeah, cool, man. Just don't let it defeat you, man, and hopefully we'll see you soon, man.
You'll be back.
Yeah, man. Of course you will. It's minor. See you soon. Take care. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Is this your first BAMMA event?
No, I've been to 3 or 4. Yeah.
3. Yeah. Are you both a fan of MMA, and do you train in the sport?
I'm a fan. I don't train. I do a bit of jiu-jitsu, but not enough to be a pro or anything. Yeah, fan of MMA. Do a little bit of sort of kickboxing, but yeah, other sports.
So really, you are two badasses. I mean, jiu-jitsu and kickboxing combined, they could take anyone on, really.
Last year was a tough year. You know what I mean? I had 3 losses on the go. Now I'm on a 4-fight win streak. I'm ready to go again. Fucking hell.
Open wide.
You don't understand. So I'm not trying to call you.
All right, mate. Well done. Okay, no
Thank you very
suspensions.
It'll feel like the end of the world at the minute. Probably feel like you don't want to fight again. But when you sat down and had a look and you get a bit of determination back, that will go and you'll come back stronger. All the others have, yeah. You're a born fighter, so that's what you know. That's your path. That's the journey you've got to take.
So, tell me about the hair. The hair's quite, you know, styled, and I mean, do you get it blow dried before events, or?
Do I look like I get my hair blow dried before events? Do I look like anybody even touches my hair before events? It's lucky if it gets washed. No, I did have it cut recently because I did a show for someone else, and they basically said I look like a hobo. So at the point where they said I look like a hobo, I thought maybe I need to start taking a bit of pride in my appearance, which I've done. Hence the fact I've actually put some product in my hair. Well, come on, listen, Gokwan, tell me, how would you feel about my hair?
It's very, like, you know, like the medieval sort of films, like the sort of Mark Darcy sort of pushed back.
Medieval films? The medieval films? Do you mean like A Knight's Tale? Or Your Highness? Maybe something like that?
You know, like what the Hugh Granty sort of.
Hugh Granty? Oh, yes.
It's like Hugh Grant.
I went into, when I was in the hairdresser, I went, listen, have you got anything Hugh Granty?
Rob, C4 Sinclair, how's it going?
Hi, pal.
It's good to see you here at a BAMMA event. How are you doing today?
I'm brilliant, yeah. Really well.
You know, it's been a long time for you here at BAMMA. Does it bring back good memories?
I miss it. It's been 2.5 years, you know. So, you know, come to support my teammate, Brendan. You know, he's on Fighting a Tough Guy. Got to knock the fucker out, innit? To be honest.
Let's just pick up on that Brendan fight quickly.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think it is at the minute about Brendan that just, you know, he's got a huge amount of hype about him, and a lot of people think he can, you know, he can get that belt. You know, what is it that's so special about him?
Brendan's tough as fuck, you know what I mean? He's proper tough, super fit, dedicated, everything, you know what I mean? He could probably, between me and the camera and everybody else, win the lightweight belt, you know what I mean? He's super talented, super fit, super strong, hits hard, could take a good shot. The only weakness he's probably got is probably experience. He's getting that all the time.
So let's switch bases now. That lightweight division, you know, since you used to rule the ranks here at BAMMA.
I always rule the ranks at BAMMA. Remember that.
It's a bit of a different, you know, scene now.
Yeah.
The lightweight division is the deepest here in BAMMA. Yeah. You know, arguably, the main division that merits a Lonsdale title and a world championship. You know, what do you think that says about lightweights here at BAMMA?
There's some cracking lightweights, you know. There's some serious talent, you know, with Stapes and his opponent over there, and you know, Colin, Andreas, I believe, he's fighting again. Brendan could even step up again if he really wanted to. You know, Kane Musa, the young kid over there, Jack McGann. There's loads, and anybody can beat anybody on the given day between them lot, and it's exciting for BAMMA. You know, definitely.
You mentioned there Colin Fletcher, Andre Winner going down at BAMMA 20.
Really?
You know, it's a huge fight.
Yes,
you know, both veterans of the UK scene. You know, what does that kind of say as a testament that you've got them two fighting, and at the same time here at BAMMA 19 we've got the young guns, Jack McGann, Mark Diakese going at the belt?
No, it's brilliant, you know what I mean? It's a crack. Is it the main event, I presume, the Colin Fletcher one?
At BAMMA 20,
yeah.
It's on the main card.
It's on the main card. That's a brilliant fight, that, you know, and I can't pick a winner. I presume one of them two is going to get the title shot after. Yeah, is that right?
Presumably so.
Presumably so.
Obviously, Colin, he lost to Mansour when Mansour won the belt after he beat Kurt Warburton, so that rematch is possible.
Yeah, he can beat Mansour. He had him beat, didn't he, at one point? You know, Andrea beat Mansour as well. Stapes will beat Mansour. The top three are them three. Mark Godbeer just defeated
Thomas Denman, first round TKO. First of all, how does that one feel with a crowd ensuing behind you?
It feels great. I loved it, mate. I'm back. I've been out a long time with injuries. I've had injury after injury. I even broke my neck, you know, jumped straight back in with Congo 5 weeks after training, and you know, I felt like this time I've had a full camp. I'm fully fit. I'm back. I'm a good weight. I'm ready. I'm ready. Thomas just beat rank #1, so give me my rank #1 spot.
And you just mentioned there trials and tribulations to come back. Does that make this even more sweeter for you?
Yeah, I feel like I've gone back to my old coach who I very first started with. I believe I got to 7-0 with my old coach. I felt like I had to move. I moved away, and now I've gone back, and you know, I feel like I'm in the right place again now, definitely.
Tom Denman, as you just mentioned, very highly ranked in the UK.
Yeah.
You just beat one of the top guys. The heavyweight division here in BAMMA, you know, they've reinvigorated. They're pushing a lot of guys now. Tom Aspinall, Carl Everington. What do you think of these guys?
You know, all of these guys have got the same mentality as me. They're all fighters. They all want to be the top spot. You know, I believe the belt's vacant in BAMMA. Jude, I want to fight for the belt, man. Give me someone, let's fight for it.
Who are you here to see tonight?
Colin Everington.
Are you a personal friend of him or a fan?
Very personal friend with him.
Do you train in MMA?
Yeah, I train, yeah. Not MMA, no. I just train weights and gym.
And what do you think his tactics are going to be tonight? Is he going to go ground game or is he going to go stand up?
I hope he does really well.
Yeah?
Yep.
Have you been to BAMMA event before?
Yep.
And what's your verdict?
Brilliant.
Brennan Lotnan just beat Steve Polifonte, unanimous decision. It was a bit of a grind for you. Walk us through it.
Yeah, taking nothing away from Steve. I had a really extra hard cut this time. Took its toll in the second and third, started to feel it. Didn't let my shots go as much. And yeah, you know, I was coming in, dominantly finishing when I didn't, so I'm in no position to start calling out champions and doing this, that and the other yet. I need another fight.
So you definitely want another fight before maybe getting a shot at Tom Duquesnoy?
If they give it me, they give it me, but in that performance, I don't think I deserve one. I mean, I was outgassed. Should have finished that guy in the first rounds, but you know, I'm just hugely self-critical.
You know, what do you think for you made it so tough?
Just the combinations that I'd usually throw. I didn't feel like they were there for me. I didn't feel like my gas tank was going to hold up if I threw them. Like, cut about 6-7 kilo and it's not the one. I need to be more professional, my time off and get my weight down early.
So would you say the weight cut was ultimately one of the biggest points in you having to fight a 3-round fight?
Yeah, I should have finished that fight in the first round, like I say. 100% Brendan finishes that fight every time. But you know, we live, we learn, we move on.
Tyson Fury, you're here at BAMMA 19 in Blackpool. Yeah. You know, you're watching the MMA. You're boxing #1 contender for Vladimir Klitschko's World Championship.
The champion waiting, baby.
You're waiting for your world title shot, and you're here tonight supporting MMA and watching MMA. You know, what are your thoughts on mixed martial arts?
You know, like I said to your guy before, I respect all professional athletes, all athletes who get in there and fight amongst one another. You know, this isn't my sport. Boxing's my sport, stand-up sport, which I understand. I understand a little about MMA, but obviously I'm not a connoisseur in the game because it's not my sport. But I can appreciate the guys that do it, the amount of time they put in, the amount of training they put forward, and you know, it's great to be here tonight.
You know, Carl Everington just fought there. You seem to really be cheering him on there. Unfortunately, he didn't get the win. You know, what did you think there?
Carl's a good pal of mine, and if it wasn't for Carl tonight, I wouldn't be here anyway. So I come to support Carl, and you know, he didn't get the decision, but you win some, you lose some. Whether it's any combat sport, you win, you lose. You know, you can't just keep winning them all. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know, the guy was a tough guy, he took a lot of pressure tonight. I thought the referee was going to stop it when Carl was giving it him on the floor, and he just spun Carl over and like stood on his face or whatever he done, like kneeled on his face, and it must have been hard. He's got a lot of bruising on his face, so I hope he's okay, and you know, he'll come back from that, no problem.
You know, for a long time, personally, the heavyweight division in boxing has been the greatest. You know, we look at the past, we look at the numerous champions, the Muhammad Ali's, the Klitschko's, the Tyson Furies. You know, the heavyweight division in mixed martial arts, you know, it's obviously not been around as long, and especially here in the UK, it's a division that's growing, and you know, we're putting a lot more resources into the heavyweight division. You know, what do you think it is about the heavyweight division in all combat sports which people just love about it?
It's the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division's the glory division. It's the division that every kid growing up wants to be a champion of. The heavyweights. It's the big boys. It's the knockouts. You're guaranteed action. When you see heavyweights, it's usually a knockout fight. You know, the heavyweights are on last for a reason. They hold the crowd. You know, you're not going to put 2 8-stone men on at last because the crowd's going to go. But you put the heavyweights on, it holds the crowd, everyone spends money and drinks more alcohol. And that's what people like about heavyweights, the guaranteed action. People will stay around for the heavyweights. Regardless of if they're world class or bums, they'll still stay around for the heavyweight division.
Hello.
So, we've got a selection of cake. You don't like purple stuff? That's healthy, that.
It's awful.
That's only a 5 a day right there.
It's not one of me wants 5 a day, that.
We're going to test the cake and give our verdicts.
I'm not eating the purple stuff. So, white spongy stuff.
What's the verdict?
It's awful, that. Brown stuff's better.
I should have known.
What's up?
You won't really like that. Yeah,
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Don't eat them. That's a good question.
All right, kids.
BAMMA's the most established show, I think, anyway. You know, not just in Britain, in Europe, and it's heading its way to be one of the world's good ones as well. So, it feels great. You know, it's just another one to the collection now, and I've got another good belt from Made for the Cage, which is another good show. You know, so I've got myself 2 nice belts. You know, but BAMMA's the #1.
I remember I spoke to you a while back at one of your previous BAMMA performances, and you were talking a lot about the loss to Harry. And and for you now, do you think this, you know, the recent wins you've been putting together now, winning that title, is putting you back on that path that you knew you always belonged on?
Yeah, it's putting me back on that path of you know, success and just no stopping me, and just a winning mentality, positivity. You know, I never give up. I think, you know, I'm 9-1 at middleweight now. My record's 12-9, but in that record now I'm 9-1. You know, I had 7 Thai boxing fights at 84 kg. 6 wins, 1 draw. I won my semi-pro fights. I was undefeated in my semi-pro. So, you know, as I say, middleweights. Mark is lion weight. Sorry.
Before the weigh-ins, in fact, you two had a bit of a scuffle. Can you just walk us through what happened?
Well, you know, it's tensions before the fight. I don't really want to come in and going, "Hey mate, how you doing?" Just getting there and just, you're gonna kick my nose off my face. You know what I mean? It's not like that. You know, I've got to go in with fire, and ferocity in my heart, and you know, afterwards, you know, I'll shake his hand and I'll be his friend. You know, it's a fighter's thing. You know, so it fires me up.
Open here.
Mark Diakese, congratulations, a new BAMMA British Lonsdale lightweight champion. How does it feel?
Feels great, you know. Coming from the streets of Africa, I've worked so hard and I'm here winning Lonsdale BAMMA title, so I'm very happy.
You know, he put up a very tough test for you. Even that second round, that knee, you know, it seemed to rock you.
You know, I thought it was a punch, but it's a knee, you know. He's a tough kid, very, very tough kid. You know, I don't want this, like, this, how do I say, this fight to bring him down, because, you know, it's got a lot to offer. I just knew, because he's never been out first round, and I knew second round to third, he would get tired because he's not used to that, and I'm used to it, so I thought, you know, keep working. Even though I was rocked, I thought, he's not tired as me. I'm rocked, but he's not tired as me.
You know, he's a huge prospect, and you know, you've even mentioned your last performance, you weren't very happy with it, and you know, coming off the back of that, a lot of people thought he was going to win, but you dominated him in terms of the grappling ability in the fight. You know, do you think that comes to show that maybe some people were sleeping on you?
You know, I don't mind. I do this sport for myself, you know. I enjoy doing sport. I get a lot of people like hating on me, but they don't know my background, they don't know where I come from, you know. I do this for like love of my heart, yeah. I'm in the streets of Africa, you know, with no parents on my own, so I'm here, I'm doing this what I love, so they can hate much as they want, you know, I'm just doing my thing.
Martin Stapleton, third round finish of Jeremy Petley, that right head kick. Yeah. That was a tough fight for you there, you know. Of course, yeah. You know, walk us through, you know, the battle that you and Jeremy just had.
You know, I knew it was going to be a fight like that. I've seen Jeremy Petley's fights. I know the type of character he is. I've seen his mindset. He's a tough guy. He's a guy who's not going to give up. You know, he's in there for the fucking full fight, man. So I knew it was going to be a war. You know, I felt throughout the fight, the whole fight, that I was in charge. I felt I was landing the more technical shots, the more powerful shots. I felt I was picking him off. I felt all the work that he was doing was a bit rushed and nothing really landed properly on me. And I felt the knockout was going to come. I landed a similar shot in the first round and Carl kept saying to me between rounds to keep it going, and then right before the shot landed, in between the second and third round, he told me, you know, go low with it, then come high with it, you'll knock him out, and that's what happened.
You know, early on, both of you were just happy to stand and bang pretty much. You know, did that show testament that both of you kind of respected each other's stand-up ability?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got nothing but respect for that guy. In my opinion, that's the toughest fighter I've ever been against. You know, and I've fought some fucking world-class guys. I've fought some of the best guys in the world. I think he's the best guy I've ever fought, though. Yeah, I've got a lot of respect for him.
Lightweight division now. You just defeated arguably one of the top challengers there, Mansour Barnoui, holding that title. Do you think that you should be next in line to fight him?
You know, I don't want to demand anything, but I think if there's anyone who can say they deserve a shot, it's myself. I know Colin Fletcher's fighting Andre winner soon as well. I think it's next month or so. Obviously, the winner of that fight's got a good argument as well to fight for the world title. So there's a few of us in the mix. I'd like it to be me, and it's going to finish the same way as that finished. If it is, you know, I'll knock that guy out. I'll take him out. So give me that fight. Give me the fight.
BAMMA 19 just finished. Absolutely fantastic event. The main event.
Wow.
Martin Stapleton finished Jeremy Petley, that crazy right head kick. You know, what a finish that was.
It was absolutely insane. I did not expect that. Like, Petley was dominating the rounds. I thought, you know what, he's got it. And then out of the blue, that head kick, and he was down. I I literally was just like, I've got to double take that. It was just done in seconds. It was really one of those fights where you're literally on the edge of your seat. It was a really good end to BAMMA 19.
Georgiou, the co-main event as well, Jack McGann versus Mark Diakese. Mark Diakese coming out on top, the new BAMMA British Lonsdale lightweight champion. That was a crazy fight. The fans in attendance going absolutely nuts, and for Mark Diakese, a huge win for him.
Yeah, I mean, that was a hard fight to judge. I mean, I think Mark dominated definitely the first round. Next round, Jack kind of came back. Third round, he had it. It was to and fro, and it was like, has he got it? Has he not? It was insane. And the crowd for that one, I've never experienced anything like it. That was mental. Like, the atmosphere was just absolutely insane.
Overall, though, Georgia, I've got to ask you now about your Blackpool experience. You're looking a bit different than when we first started the night.
Yeah. Blackpool's been an interesting one for me. I got in a cake fight with Colin Fletcher, as you do, and the clown got me this time with the cake. So, yeah, it was fully intentional of me getting the clown, but, the Freakshow outdid me.
One of the last guys you really want to get in a cake fight with.
Have you seen the state of me? I have literally had to wash my hair. But you know what? I took one for the team, and next time you are doing it.
We'll see. We'll see about that. But talking about next time, BAMMA 20, the Barclaycard Arena. What a huge event that is going to be. We've talked about before, your long history in BAMMA. Where does this rank with, how big this event actually is?
Honestly, I've been with BAMMA for, 4.5, 5 years now, and the one that sticks in my mind is always BAMMA 6 with Tom Watson and Ninja. That was insane, but I think this next one, BAMMA 20, is literally going to be off the wall. Jude has put together such an insane card. I literally can't wait. It's going to be huge.
So, BAMMA 20, Colin Fletcher, Andre Winner going up against each other there, Barclaycard Arena in Birmingham. We'll see you then.
One of Britain's most destructive MMA fighters is BAMMA's Brett Spartan McDermott.
I cannot believe the strength, speed, and accuracy that Brett McDermott possesses.
And on Saturday, April 25th, 2015, he will face Polish powerhouse Marcin Bane Lazar for the BAMMA light heavyweight title that Spike TV presents BAMMA 20, Saturday 25th, live from Barclaycard Arena in Birmingham.
Bang! The big right hand.
Tickets on sale now from theticketfactory.com.